to know thyself. Perhaps you have heard that statement before. It's an old philosopher's saying, we would say to you. The idea is this: you can, by accessing certain parts of your consciousness, know yourself more, know yourself better, have a sense of who and what you are. Now, it most likely will not come overnight. It involves, we would say, stepping across the borders a little bit. And by that we mean simply to access your subconscious or your unconsciousness. So you're going to have to do a little leaving this conscious world, in a sense, in order to explore a little bit, find out who and what you are. Now, it does not mean you're going to know everything about yourself, such as all your past lives or all of your intents and things, but at least you get in touch with the emotional part of yourself is what we're suggesting to you. It's to know yourself. If you do not know yourself, then you're going to have difficulty with anything else you're trying to accomplish. Yourself, you are the one that creates your emotions, your perspectives, your memories, and without some sense of who and what you are, then there are just so many stories or so many tales that have no place or no bearing, no foundation. But when you begin to learn about yourself or know about yourself or have some sense of who and what you are, things begin to shift a little bit. You have some reference point or some starting point in order to accomplish whatever you're trying to do. And most of all, we're speaking of evolving, becoming more than what you are, more than what you think you are, at least. Now, it's a strange thing because there is this idea that if you try hard enough, you will become more spiritual. And we have to tell you, you're about as spiritual as you're going to get. You kind of fly around, you know, in your spirit. You're a little bit on the invisible side. And what we're proposing to you, spiritual is more of an ideal, more of a state of consciousness. You already have that. The question is, how do you relate that to your physical life? Does it make any sense? Can you use part of that to improve the things that you're doing, to make yourself happier, to make your situation more tolerable or more bearable, more lovable? We think you can. But then again, you have to give it some effort. You have to attempt to learn who and what you are. Now, I'm not suggesting to you that you're going to sit on the sofa or in your chair and then 2 or 3 days you're going to know all of your past life history. But you may. We propose, mostly though, you're going to get in touch with your emotions. This part of yourself that seems to be out of control in reality has a basis for being as it is. So when you begin to know yourself, it's going to involve a little bit of meditation, a little bit of quiet time, a little bit of still time. Plus it's going to have a lot to do with your outer world, observing yourself. Notice the things that happen around you. And when those are happening, notice how you feel. Notice what emotional triggers are there. So if something happens that upsets you, then you have a clue of something that you may not have had before, why this is happening to you or for you. But let this one happen and that one happen, and over a period of time you're going to find the things that really mash your buttons, the things that irritate you, the things that make you as you are. That's what we're trying to do, is to get to know yourself, to have some basis so that you know prior to an experience what your most logical reaction will be. If you have some sense of what this incident or this conflict or this experience is going to do for your own emotional basis, you have the ability to decide ahead of time that you're not going to get involved with the drama of that. And the whole point of getting to be, we would say, non-dramatic, if that is a word, is simply that you can be more passive, you can be more detached with the things that are going on in your world, so that you can see yourself in everything that's happening. And we propose to you that everything that happens to you, every time you have an interaction, every time you have an awareness, it's there for you. There's some message, some experience there that you are having that allows you to deal with this world through your own psyche or through your own emotional body. So allow yourself to become an observer, even when you're meditating. Have you not thought that you can observe yourself sitting on your chair or in your sofa or cross-legged on the floor, however you choose to do it? You have the ability to simply set or step back from the body, the physical body, and observe. When you're meditating, have a part of yourself to stand aside and notice what's happening. A strange thing happens when you begin to do that. You have this ability, in reality, to separate from the body. It's like an out-of-the-body experience in a sense. It allows you to step back enough to where you can observe yourself. It's much easier as an observer to notice what you are like or how you're being than it is if you're locked within this body or locked within the drama that is happening. A lot of times you will think that this is happening to you for no reason. You're the victim and everything. And what we're supposing is that you're never the victim. You're always the creator of your experiences. Get to know yourself. Get to know how you create, what you create. And when you create, and then you have some sense of who and what you are, you have an expectation that this is going to happen again and again, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. You are still the creator of that. When you know yourself, you notice that you have a rhythm, a cycle, an oscillation that happens over and over again. And it happens for a reason. It happens because you are trying to change. If you know yourself, you can reprogram yourself for those changes. Things that would make you angry, you can reprogram yourself to where you step far enough aside to recognize it's not all about you. Allow that there's some other drama going on there, then you get caught up in those dramas. If you think that you're here to change the world, and many of you do, especially metaphysics, you believe that you're here to change something about the world, make it a better place, save the world, save the people, save your friends, all of this. Now, we're not saying that that's not possible, but what we're saying is, know yourself. Then, allow yourself simply through the act of love to attempt to change yourself. Then it requires no outer work at all. You simply are this to everyone. Then you simply allow the energies to go as they will. Know yourself, then you begin to know the whole of the world. Know yourself, then you begin to know how you're going to react to any situation. Know yourself, and you have programmed your future. Most of you are here with just one purpose. And what we're proposing to you, if you know yourself, you have that one purpose, and that will be your major, we would say, challenge. By knowing yourself, you get some perspective on what to expect from that. And then if you can take it in a mild, calm manner, those experiences that were dramatic or drastic or chaotic to you shift to becoming a no thing, to where it has no emotional impact at all. Then all of a sudden, life becomes much more bearable, becomes much more in command by you, simply by knowing yourself. It is not a difficult thing. It's not something you can buy, but it doesn't take a great deal of effort. It just simply takes a little bit of observation. Then all of a sudden, all these old philosopher ideals about knowing yourself begin to make sense. And it is a theme that has been lost in your religions. They do not ask you to know yourself. They ask you to know Jesus or know God, do they not? We're not saying that's a bad thing. We're simply saying, know yourself. You will accomplish everything that you're here to do. We're Alexander.